Still ahead here on this hour, overcoming adversity, trauma, and chronic pain. An award-winning inspirational speaker will be joining us for a Spotlight segment. That's coming up next. Over this hour's Spotlight, and tonight we focus on perseverance and strength, two words that describe our next guest, Warren Falkenstein, known by so many as the Warrior. Since the age of 3, Warren has been dependent on a wheelchair due to an undiagnosed disease. He has dealt with both mental and emotional pain on a daily basis, but he has championed forward. Now a 5-time award-winning inspirational speaker, a certified trauma awareness transformational coach, as well as a mental health advocate. And I'm so happy to have Warren join us here on this hour. Warren, and it's so great to see you.
Angie, thank you for having me.
You know what? In all the conversations that I have had with you, you've always had a big smile on your face, but your whole life you've had to deal with mobility issues, pain, both on the physical and emotional side. Give our viewers a sense of what life has been like for you on a daily basis.
Every day, waking up in the morning, facing an unknown adversity that we don't even, sometimes can't even comprehend. There are surprises when I wake up in the morning. Sometimes spend most of my life in the hospitals, back and forth. As a small child, I was, it was an undiagnosed illness that just happened out of nowhere. And most of my life, we didn't know what was going on. So there was a lot of mental struggle, a lot of emotional pain, physical pain, but I wanted to be like everybody else.
And
right?
you're bigger and better than everybody else, Warren. Every time I see you, you've overcome, you know, as you say, some of the hardest, some of the biggest challenges a person can go through. Was that part of your motivation to say, I want to be like everyone else, though so many, they call you the Warrior, and clearly from what you've been doing, we understand why.
Thank you. I don't think, there were moments in school, obviously, where there was things that I couldn't do and I felt left out. But thank God my parents and my family and my friends treated me like everybody else. And I think when somebody is dealing with a disability or an illness, I think what's most important is that they're treated in a way that gives them more motivation and empowerment, so that they don't become a victim to their circumstances. For me, it was a choice that I had to make to find purpose within my pain. And to use that in a way, knowing that there's a purpose for me being here. And if I'm still here every day, there's a reason for that.
You have been, we're showing our viewers footage of numerous events that you've been at, taking your story to so many audiences, showing them what is possible. What is the main message that you give people? Because I know so many will come to you asking for some level of inspiration or some level of hope, and you're able to give them that.
Yes, thank you. If there was any message that I would give everybody, is that no matter what we're going through, there's always a way that we can change the way that we see the things that are around us. We can change the meaning of what it is that we're dealing with. And once we start to find ways to change that paradigm shift that exists within us, it affects us around us, and everything is impacting each other. When we change the way that we see things, the things around us change. I remember Wayne Dyer talks about that a lot. And to trust the process of what's going on. There's a lot of anxiety in the world. There's a lot of mental health. There's a lot of things that we worry about. But when we come back to that present moment and we realize that, you know, there's a quote from Rumi that says everything is rigged in our favor, it helps us to alleviate that and know that there's always a master plan. If I didn't act that way, I would probably still be in my wheelchair all the time and resisting any change possible. But people come to our lives to help us as forms of messengers or whatnot, and we don't even know.
What do you say to those who have faced racism, they face discrimination, bullying, because they may be, quote, different? They're not, but they're labeled that way. What do you say to those people?
First of all, you're not alone. And there's a lot of people that are feeling that pain that comes with that. And I would also say that the more that we find ways to empower ourselves from the inside, the less it's going to affect us emotionally. And the more that we come together and form a way that to unite yourselves with other people that are feeling that way as well. We can share our experiences, and the more that we share our stories, the more that we inspire others to do the same, and the more that we can create more of a movement in order to prevent those things from happening from other people in the future.
Before I let you go, what have people said? How have they reacted, responded to you really sort of opening up about your story to help others?
It's really made an impact beyond what I've ever expected. And the more I'm afraid to share my vulnerabilities, the more of that impact makes with other people for them to share their own stories as well and come closer and realize that it's okay, that we're all struggling in our own way, and that we are actually all in this together.
Well, it's amazing, and you know what? You don't show any sense of weakness. You are truly an inspiration, and it's so wonderful to be able to speak to you on the show today, Warren. Thank you so much for this.
Thank you, Angie. I appreciate this.
You're very welcome. That is Warren Falkenstein speaking with us today. An inspirational coach, a speaker, an award-winning speaker as well. Thanks again, Warren.
Thank you, Angie.
You're welcome.